Hi friends, or welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel and happy February forecast. So in today's video, I'm going to be covering all of the transits that will be happening throughout this month of February, along with breaking down how this month looks for each rising sign. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in hearing about for this month ahead, keep watching. So in the first part of this video, I'm going to be talking about all of the transits that will be happening each week throughout the month of February. Then I will be leading into the rising sign horoscopes with a bonus oracle card pull this month ahead for each rising sign. You can also watch these horoscopes for your sun, moon, and rising to get a full picture of what this month has in store for you. Before I get into the week transits for the month of February, I want to preface this with I am reading these transits in timeframes of New Zealand Standard Time. So the dates may be slightly different or timings may be slightly different depending on where you are located in the world. So just adjust this accordingly. So let's get into it. On the 2nd of February, we have Mercury in Capricorn, sextile Neptune in Pisces. This is a really harmonious transit for thinking creatively, tapping into your intuition, and just really thinking in a different way or different perspective than you might have before. We might be more open to getting creative when it comes to finding solutions to our problems, or if we are traveling, it might be a really awesome time to really tap into the energy surrounding you and sort of tune in to what sort of messages might be coming through to you intuitively. This is a really good transit to just really creatively think about any problems that need solutions in your life. Alternatively, this transit could have us feeling a little bit dazed and confused in terms of our logical thinking. So we might be needing to lean into our more non-logical or more intuitive-based thinking on this date or after this date and around this date. On the 5th of February, we have Mercury moving into Aquarius in its sign of exaltation. Mercury really likes being in Aquarius. Mercury in Aquarius is a really, I want to say big picture, but it's more like it's a really sort of detail orientated in a very unique sort of way type of thinking. It's putting your creative ideas to action. It's really getting deep down into the different types of theories that are happening within the world around us. It's really tuning in to different and unique thought processes. It's thinking out of the box. It's finding really unique solutions to problems. It's a really nice energy for connecting with others, connecting with new friendships, things like that, and just connecting with society in general. It is a really harmonious transit for Mercury. On the 6th of February, we have Mercury in Aquarius conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. Now, this energy is interesting. This is a very, very I think like Einstein type of energy. I mean, that's kind of Uranus, but this is a very much a deep but impactful way of thinking and communicating ideas or sort of situations that are coming up for us right now are likely to be something that could be to do with our long-term transformation or long-term sort of envisionment of how we want our future to look. It's a very deep healing and regenerative type energy when it comes to how we're communicating with others. We might find we're a bit more empathetic, a bit more in tune with how others are also feeling. So the 6th of February is going to be an interesting time. This energy and all the energies throughout the month of February don't just happen on this day, but they might be heightened around the days that I talk about. They are happening for a few days at a time. On the 7th of February, we have Venus in Capricorn square North Node in Aries. So this energy, it is a challenging energy. However, it is involving one of our benefic planets, Venus. So we really like this energy whenever Venus is involved. Although it is challenging, it's going to be sort of a bit more smooth to work through. So there might be some challenges that come up in terms of our long-term plans or our long-term visions of where we're really wanting to be, maybe financially or within a relationship or just in our long-term goals and plans for the future. There might be some challenges that could come up around this time. So this is important to note what does come up for you, as you'll likely find solutions or ways to work through it, or it might be a roadblock on purpose. It might be redirecting you to the things that you should be looking at and working towards. On the 7th of February, we also have the Sun in Aquarius sextile the North Node in Aries. So although we have a bit of a challenging energy with Venus, we've also got a nice energy coming through with the Sun. So we're likely highlighting issues, but also solutions and how we can apply ourselves to really go after what it is we're wanting, finding out of the box ideas and inspiration in terms of making those dreams, goals, and visions come true. On the 8th of February, we have Venus in Capricorn, trine Uranus in Taurus. I do like this energy because it is a unexpected maybe win or unexpected connection or unexpected ideas or just a flow or influx of money somehow for us, depending on our personal placements, of course. But I do like this energy. This is an unexpected windfall type of energy, whether that be just information or opportunities or something just gets approved that we've been waiting for it to be approved, or ideas that come through to us, or we have some sort of sudden unexpected realization in our relationships. It's like finally that feeling I have been feeling is coming to fruition or has been reciprocated somehow. So this could be very interesting in terms of global finances as well. We might see some unexpected increases or unexpected just in general to do with finances on a global scale. On the 8th of February, we do have the Sun in Aquarius square Uranus in Taurus. So again, a positive with a challenge. So Sun in Aquarius square Uranus in Taurus is we might be feeling these ideas or thoughts or windfalls come through, but we're not really sure how to action them. How do we apply this to our life? How do we go about this? We're likely feeling maybe stuck in a box or stuck in our value system that we need to change or shift somehow, but we're not really too sure. It's this feeling of uncertainty around the 8th. Even though there's positive, there's also this challenge. Again, another positive energy coming through with Mars in Capricorn. We like Mars likes being in Capricorn, remember, sextile Neptune in Pisces. So it's like this new thoughts and ideas coming through that we're able to put action to somehow or some way that is more of a creative stance. Maybe it's taking a different type of route to a solution, or sort of applying ourselves in a new and different way, or just applying ourselves in a more creative way that we have maybe been holding back and just stepping into our creativity in some sort. So we're really tapping into this intuition and how we can use this in a practical, grounded way to really propel us forward. On the 10th of February, we have a new moon at 20 degrees of Aquarius. Now, where this new moon is happening in your chart, I will touch on in the rising sign forecasts. But on the 10th, we have this lovely new moon happening in the sign of Aquarius. Now, the new moon in Aquarius, I like this energy because we have Pluto involved in this. So it's about really tapping in and letting go of things that are no longer working, finally shedding these things that are no longer working for us in order to clear the soil metaphysically and spiritually, energetically, so to speak, to sow the seeds of intuition and energy and things we want to plant and move forward on going into this year and 20 years ahead. I feel like this is one of the first times we're starting to really like get clear on what it is we need to work on, what it is we need to move on from, and what it is we need to grow from. And then on the 11th of February, we have Mercury in Aquarius square Jupiter in Neptune. Another challenging energy, again, it's involving a benefic. However, when there is a challenging energy involving Jupiter, it tends to kind of expand on the not so fun parts. So with Mercury in Aquarius square Jupiter in Taurus, we might be just feeling like we're over applying ourselves, we're over committing, we're over investing in people, or that maybe are not reciprocating this investment that we're making. We're maybe over sort of doing it in terms of how we're communicating or tasks we're taking on or ideas we're sharing with others. We might not be feeling, or we're feeling like we've got too much in our minds. We just need to get it out and like just do it, but we're not sure quite how to do it. It's this feeling of being stuck. It's this feeling of being challenged in some way. Maybe you're feeling like you're needing to apply yourself in a way that feels too big or too much. It's some sort of issue coming up here on the 11th of February. The 13th of February, we have Mars moving into the sign of Aquarius. Mars in Aquarius is all about taking action around things that we feel really, really passionate about, especially when it comes to taking action and putting ourselves out there and really going after things that affect not only us, but those around us and society in general. We might be feeling more driven to fight for the underdog or to fight for causes that really we are passionate about or mean a lot to us on a deep level. We might be even finding we're separating ourselves with friendships or connections that no longer feel valid in our lives or that we're just really ready to move on from, especially moving into the 14th of February, so Valentine's Day. We have a couple of interesting transits. So leading on from this Mars in Aquarius, Mars is going to conjoin Pluto. Now, this is a tricky energy, so to speak, because Mars is one of our most malefic planets. Pluto is also considered a little bit malefic. It's considered more of a neutral energy, but it is a bit more of a challenging energy because it's so transformative. With Mars conjoining Pluto, there's this something needs to end, something needs to be cut out, something needs to be moved on from, something needs to be let go of in order to start taking steps and moving into this new phase of our life. We're needing to separate ourselves from something in our life or an event or a person or a situation, or something's going to come up that is causing us to be like, no, this is not for me anymore. I'm a new person now. I'm stepping into this new version of myself. It's time to let this part go, to let this person go, to let this friendship go. Something needs to end for us around the 14th of February. On the 14th of February, we also have Venus in Capricorn, sextile Neptune and Pisces. So there's a little bit of positive in this negative kind of energy that might be happening, not so negative, but like challenging energy with Venus in Capricorn, sextile Neptune and Pisces. This is a love energy. This is a energy of romance. This is an energy of putting on a bit of those rose-colored glasses for the sake of enjoying this moment, putting aside the differences or the challenges that might be coming up in order to focus on what is good, what is happening right now that is really benefiting me, that what am I grateful for right now? What am I working on and what's happening and what are these good things that are coming through, and how can I tune into this creative and energetic energy around me that's more of an intuitive base for me to really apply to my life. This is a nice creative energy too. If you're someone who's creative, I feel like this is a really nice energy for tapping and tuning in to this really harmonious creative energy that is happening around the 14th and sort of this week. On the 16th of February, we have Mercury in Aquarius sextile the North Node in Aries. So going back to the 7th, where we maybe had these challenges coming up with Venus square the North Node, we may be able to now really get clear on these new solutions to the problem that we may have been facing. How can we apply these solutions and how can we start taking action on these? How can we think outside the box with this really strong energy of Mercury in Aquarius and apply these to these new and exciting situations that we might be working towards bringing in to our lives. On the 17th of February, we have Venus moving into Aquarius. Venus in Aquarius is a real beautiful energy for friendships. It's a really lovely energy for tapping in and making more friendships and really investing in your friendships, investing in your connections, networking. If you have your natal Venus in Aquarius, this is your Venus return. This is a lovely time. You're likely going to get that reciprocation that you've been craving, or just that more attention that you've been craving, or that more energy coming through to you. This is the start of a 1-year cycle if you are a Venus in Aquarius native. So Venus in Aquarius is a really nice energy. It's a very friendship orientated energy, like I said. And on the 17th, we also have Mercury in Aquarius square Uranus in Taurus. So again, some challenging situations coming up, or challenging maybe communication that's coming up, or how we express ourselves is maybe not accepted in the way we're trying to get across. It's like there's this barrier happening between how we're trying to talk to someone or how we're trying to convey information to someone that might be misconstrued and blown out of proportion. So just to be cautious of what you're talking about, who you're talking to, and what you're saying around this time of the 17th, is it might not be taken the right way or might be blown up more than you intended it to. If you're trying to get something out there and you need it to blow up, this is possibly a good time for that, but it might turn out unexpected to how you want it to in general. On the 17th, we also have Venus in Aquarius conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. So again, there's this really deep time to connect with others, to really deepen those relationships or friendships that we have. We're likely feeling where we need to invest. Where do we need to spend more time, more money, more investments in our friendships, in our finances? How can we do this in a way that feels sustainable and is helping all of us, not just ourselves, but helping our societies, helping our communities in general? How can we invest in and apply ourselves in a way that feels regenerative and restorative to not only us, but everyone else? This is very much a feeling of filling up your cup in order to flow on to others. I really feel like this is this energy with Venus in Aquarius conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. It's very different to how it felt with Venus in Aquarius conjunct Pluto and Venus in Capricorn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn, because this was very much how can I invest in myself in order to grow myself, whereas this is how can I invest in myself to grow myself, but in order to help heal others and heal myself. Because Pluto is very much a healing energy. On the 19th of February, we have the sun moving into Pisces. So happy Pisces birthday season to all my Pisces suns out there. So sun in Pisces is very dreamy. It's very captive in ways that is very in tune with what is happening around us in a more spiritual, energetic way that we might not necessarily see. It's what's happening in the ethers. It's the connection to the society and community as a whole. It's very much in tune to we're all one, we're all connected. On the 22nd, this is an important date. So on the 22nd, we have Venus in Aquarius conjunct Mars in Aquarius. This is the first time this conjunction has happened since March 6, 2022 in Aquarius. So it's whatever was happening around March the 6th, around early March 2022 for you is likely coming back up as a cycle to revisit and to close off, move on from, and just heal, or just in general, just work from what has come up that you've invested from or invested in around that time, to do with your relationships, to do with your finances, to do with even just yourself or your aesthetic. If you're an Aquarius rising, this is happening in your first house. So what is coming up for you right now that maybe was sort of started, or the seeds were planted around March 6, 2022. Venus and Mars don't conjoin in the sky that often. It's once every 1 to 2, usually 2 years. So it is important to sort of tune in what's happening, what's coming up for you around this time. Maybe something needs to be let go of. If it is, move on with it and carry on with it, and note that it's for the greater good, for your improvement and your investment later on. On the 23rd of February, we have Mercury moving into Pisces. Now, Mercury is challenged in Pisces, doesn't really like being here. So it isn't communicating in the right way. The things that we say or express or ideas maybe don't come out. It's like we've got a block in what we're trying to say. It's just not, we're thinking it, but it's not coming out. But it is also a really great time, again, to tap in creatively and intuitively and really tune into your own creativity. We're all creative in our own different ways. This transit of Mercury and Pisces is likely bringing that up for us, or just solidifying that for us in general. On the 25th of February, we have a full moon at 5 degrees of Virgo. And at the same time, we have Venus in Aquarius squared Jupiter in Taurus. So I feel like this full moon is really, it's really causing us, or allowing us to look at what needs to end. What have we worked on? What have we worked on, and what do we need to clear and clean out of our lives? What are we over investing in and over giving our time to that needs to come to an end? What is blowing up for us in our lives right now that we need to really review, relook at, and just really close off, culmination of this, and move on from, in order to heal, progress, and move forward towards our goals? What is holding us back that we need to clear and cut out and move on from? Full moons are always a time of culmination and realization. They might be a time of high energy for you, or they might be a time of low energy for you. It really depends on where it is heading in your chart, and in general your own life situations that are happening. So full moon, whatever's happening, whatever needs to be cleared out, whatever needs to be cut out of your life, is going to be obvious right now, is going to be clear right now, is going to be showing right now. On the 27th of February, we have Mars in Aquarius square Jupiter in Taurus. This is quite a challenging energy. This is an energy of something needs to stop or end in order to move on. Things are likely going to feel aggravating during this time. This is a day where things might be really blown out of proportion. So just be aware of any sort of unexpected rage or anger that might show up for you. It's a very fixed energy. It is very much that something is grinding or fixating on us right now that we need to just really cut or clear out, or just be really conscious of it in order to move on, move forward, or just be conscious that things just might be feeling over exaggerated right now, over the top. It's very, very, things are blowing out of proportion around this time. So just be conscious of that. If it's maybe not happening to you, it's happening to others around you. On the 28th of February, Mercury in Pisces conjoins the Sun in Pisces. So again, a Mercury cazimi around this day. So it's a really, really, really awesome cazimi to happen for tuning in again, like I say, to your creativity, your spirituality. You're just tuning into your intuition in general. Listen to what's coming through to you. What ideas are coming up for you right now that maybe you haven't thought of in a really intuitive way? What downloads are coming through? What intuitive hits are you getting? Listen to them around this time. And then on the 29th of February, we do have an extra day in February this year, so that's cool. On the 29th of February, we have Mercury in Pisces conjoining Saturn in Pisces. We also have the Sun in Pisces conjoining Saturn in Pisces. So this is a very, very like solidifying these ideas that have come through to us during the cazimi or around the time of the cazimi this next day and into the next few days ahead. It's really about how can I really solidify these ideas that are coming through to me in a way that's going to like help me set myself up for success in the long term. Or what are these boundaries that I need to put in place in order to remove myself from situations that are no longer working for me? Or how can I heal and move on from this? Or just in general, what are these situations or ideas or communications with others or conversations that I'm having? How is this helping me discern my vision of reality? How is this helping me discern things that are not for the greater good for me, that are not helping me and are hindering me in moving forward or holding me back in some way? So just really to be conscious about what is coming through and happening right now, and what actions we take around that could be hindering us or helping us in some way, shape, or form. On the 29th, we also have Mercury in Pisces, sextile Jupiter in Taurus. So whatever these challenges that we had coming up when Mars was squaring Jupiter and Taurus, and now we're able to sort of like talk about it. We're able to move on. We're able to heal. Okay, that happened. Now, how can I move on from it? This is a positive energy. This is an energy of doing. This is energy of whatever we sort of choose to do or how we choose to say or express ourselves is going to be accepted in a better way, maybe even better than we thought. We may be able to share creative ideas that are really accepted and sort of blown up in a way that feels really in tune or aligned with our values, or in tune and aligned with us on a spiritual and emotionally deeper level. So that's all the transits happening in February. Now we're moving on to the rising sign portion of the video. Again, if you're interested, you can look at your sun, moon, and rising. Be sure to comment on the video if this does resonate for you and where this is happening in your chart, and maybe even what's happening for you right now. Again, if you would like to book a reading with me, you can book that through my website, www.venusandvirgoastrology.com. I have a new range of readings that I have available. So if you'd like to book with me, you can book with me over there. So for Aries and Aries rising, this month of February, the energies will be happening for you in your 11th and 12th houses predominantly. Moving on from your 10th house, where Capricorn season was really, really happening for you, it is now moving into your 11th and 12th houses of Aquarius and Pisces. So with the Sun and Pluto moving into your Aquarius 11th house, this has kicked off a new 20-year cycle for you in terms of how you can regenerate or reconnect or just really heal the relationships and connections in your life. This is likely going to be a common theme for you throughout the years ahead, but this month is really, really going to kickstart a lot of that healing for you, or a lot of that action that needs to take place. You might be starting to see where you need to make changes in your life in order to move on or call new friendships into your life. So when this Mars and Venus connect in your Aquarius 11th house, this is going to be a time where you're revisiting around what was coming up for you around the 6th of March 2022. What cycles have been happening since then? What kind of started around that time? Maybe a new connection or a new friendship came through at that time that's now no longer a part of your life, or is a really big part of your life, and you're kind of realizing that around this time there might be relationships that were a big part of your life at that time that are now needing to come to a close or needing to come to an end. New moon in Aquarius happening on the 10th of February in your 11th house. This is a really nice new moon to set the intention of the type of friendships that you want to call into your life. Where are they coming from? What are the connections or networks that you need to make? And also, what hopes, dreams, and wishes have you been not working on? What are these new dreams that you might have for yourself that need to be worked on, or you want to work on or heal for these next 20 years ahead, that is the start of a new phase in your life for you? When you have the full moon happen in your Virgo 6th house, this is going to be illuminating any work that needs to come to a close, any healing that needs to happen to do with your health, well-being, or even your daily routines that just need a little shake up or a little change in order to really set yourself up for success. This full moon is likely feeling quite intense, especially with Saturn involved in your 12th house. There's a lot of psychological work and psychological boundaries and just energetic boundaries that you're going to be needing to set or put in place over the next 3 years while Saturn is in your 12th house of Pisces. So this full moon might be putting into place or really illuminating these situations or boundaries that you need to put in place to do with your health, to do with your work, or to do with your work routines, or within your co-worker environment. From the 19th of February, when the sun moves into Pisces, this is going to be a really great time for you to tap into and tune into your dreams, what's happening for you in your subconscious realms, or even just spirituality in general, as this is happening in your 12th house. This is a really potent time for really setting a discernment boundary around what it is you truly subscribe to when it comes to your spirituality, when it comes to your idealizations of what spirituality means to you. This is going to be a really great time of really just tuning in and tapping in and really cutting out anything in your life that is no longer working in that way, that will help you in sort of evolving and growing going forward. So a oracle card pull for Aries and Aries rising. What does this February month have in store for you? Head, which is interesting. Because Aries rules the head in astrology. So, head, logic, and evaluation. What do you need to evaluate in your life that is maybe not so logical, that needs to happen and needs to be sort of investigated using your mind, using your intuition, tapping in very much as Aquarius energy, tapping into your hopes, dreams, and wishes in a way that maybe does feel a little bit illogical or logical at the same time, especially with Mercury moving into Aquarius, is a really great time to tune in to what is coming up for you, and especially around the Mercury Gazemi happening on the 28th of February in your Pisces 12th house. Tap in to what is happening in your mind. So overall, this month of February for you is going to be to do with your spirituality and your connection to your spirituality, along with your connection to your hopes, dreams, and wishes, and your friendships. How do these look for you? Where can you make improvements? And what might be coming up for you around this time that is a cycle that needs to end to do with your relationships in general? So for Taurus and Taurus rising, this energy of February's transits and Aquarius and Pisces season is happening in your 11th and 10th houses. So in the 10th house, you're going to be experiencing all of your Aquarius transits. In the 11th house, you're going to be experiencing all the Pisces transits. So starting off with the Aquarius transits, you're likely going to be feeling over the next 20 years ahead, since Pluto has regressed back into back into your 10th house of Aquarius. This is a 20-year cycle of rejuvenating, reforming, and transforming your career, your public reputation, and the legacy that you want to leave on the world. So what is coming up for you? What is needing to end or needing to be purged or transformed in order to put this into motion for you? This is going to be coming up for you a lot this month, and what sort of needs to happen and be moved on from, especially with this new moon in Aquarius happening on the 10th of February. This is a fantastic energy for calling in new work opportunities if this is something of importance for you. This is a fantastic energy of just setting new goals, getting the soil ready, so to speak, energetically for these new work opportunities, business ideas, just projects that you want to put out into the world, just new innovative ideas or things you want to transform in your life that you want to make an impact with. This is a fantastic new moon for that. When we have Venus and Mars conjoining on the 22nd in your Aquarius 11th house, this is bringing to close a cycle that started in 2022. So think back to March of 2022, March 6, 2022, what was happening for you career-wise then? What was coming up? This is another cycle of it revisiting that, and is it working? What needs to change? What needs to be let go of? What do we need to invest more in? What is coming up for us right now that was sort of happening around that time? Are there friendships? Are there connections? Is there work projects that are no longer aligned with this new vision that you have for yourself and this new person that you want to be, or new project that you want to put out into the world? What's coming up right now? So this will be really important for you around the 22nd. So on the 19th of February, when the sun moves into your Pisces 11th house, this is going to be really illuminating your friendships, your networking, your hopes, dreams, and wishes. How can you combine this and help use this part of your life to really further you within your career as well? Mercury will be moving into your 11th house on the 23rd, so connecting with friendships in a really sort of intuitive way. You're likely more in tune with what sort of needs and sort of energy is happening around your friendships or relationships, or you're able to really creatively think about your hopes, dreams, and wishes, or ideas that you want to put work into, dreaming big, especially when the sun and Mercury can join together on the 28th of February. This is going to really emphasize for you what connection means to you, what community means to you. You've got Saturn in your 11th house, and Saturn's going to be in your 11th house for a little while longer, and this is helping you really to investigate and to really set boundaries in place with communities or friendships or just dreams in general that don't feel good anymore. This is about being discerning when it comes to your connection with spirituality or connection with friendships or groups that are not really aligned with who you are becoming or who you are, or just aligned with you and to do with your spiritual beliefs in general. This is like a reforming of how you view the world in a spiritual way and your connection with your spirituality. As Saturn does rule your 10th house, this is a lot to do with your career and the work you're putting out into the world, which is something that's already been starting to be transformed in general. So it's this really big envisioning what's going to be coming up for you and sort of seeing what's happening and really tapping into, does this feel like it's aligned with me anymore? Or is this time to let this go and put a boundary in place? Then on the 25th of February, when you do have the full moon happening in your Virgo 5th house, this is going to be illuminating what it is that you need to sort of spend more time in, what's really bringing you joy and what's not, what's ready to be let go of that's not aligning with you in general, that you just are like, I'm done, I'm ready to move on, I'm ready to close up this chapter of my life. It could be to do with a relationship. The 5th house is relationships in general. It could be to do with your relationships with your children, if you have children, or if you are wanting to bring children into this world, this could be illuminating that for you. It could just be illuminating a time where you're just really ready to let go of anything that just doesn't feel good and just focus on, Taurus rising, of course, what doesn't feel good to you. You don't want to be doing that anymore. What do you want to invest in within your friendships, your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, in order to really align yourself with this new version of you, or this work that you're putting out into the world, this legacy that you're leaving behind? What is it? What do you need to sort of review and let go of and end in order to step into that? Now, your oracle card pull for you, Taurus rising, for February, for this month ahead. stillness. So allowing yourself to sit in that discomfort, sit in and actually realize what is not aligning with you anymore. And it's important to sit still again. I think that Saturn in the 11th house is really like slowing down, restructuring, sitting in the stillness of what is not working for you anymore. So lack of movement. So just also it could emphasize that there is a lack of movement happening. What do you need to move and do more of that feels good to you to bring more of that into your life? What are you being stagnant in? It's time to start moving again. So stillness for you, Taurus rising. So overall, this month of February is really going to be focused on relationships, the work and career and projects that you're putting out into the world, and how you can shift and change this area of your life in order to step into this new version of yourself that you are becoming or wanting to move into for this year and months and years ahead. So for Gemini and Gemini rising, this energy will be happening in your ninth and 11th houses throughout the month of February and throughout this Aquarius and Pisces season. So there's going to be something with Pluto having just moved back into your ninth house. There's going to be something that you need to transform or let go of or purge and just over the next 20 years, not straight away, over the next 20 years that needs to change for you in order to do with what you're putting out there into the world, your where you're traveling, your connection with people from a foreign culture. What does that look like for you is going to change in your world over the next 20 years. This is going to be highlighted, especially with the Sun conjoining Pluto in your ninth house, but also with Venus and Mars conjoining in your ninth house on the 22nd of February, highlighting what cycles need to come to an end for you in order to move forward or move on with this area of your life. What energetically, or what to do with your relationships, to do with your finances, to do with your friendships that needs to come to a close, or you're really driven to invest more of your time into, to invest more study into. There could be some themes of study or taking on a higher learning that's coming up for you right now. This is a part of your life that's going to be transformed in the long term. It isn't a short-term transit of Pluto in Aquarius. It's a long-term transit for you, for everyone. This area of your life is going to look very different over the next 20 years. On the 10th of February, when we do have that new moon happening in Aquarius, this is a great time to take stock of what it is you want to achieve, what it is you want to put out there into the world, what it is you want to, if you're wanting to travel, where are you wanting to go, what are you wanting to see, what cultures do you want to enrich your life with. This is the time to clear out anything that is no longer working for you, that is holding you back from really putting yourself out there or going after what it is you want, what it is you want to achieve, what it is you want to do. Connecting with people that really enrich your life in a way that you may not have seen before or may not have realized before. So this is a great new moon for manifesting new travel or travel opportunities for you, or the things that might start to happen for you over the months ahead. When on the 19th, when the Sun moves into your Pisces 10th house, this is going to illuminate a lot to do with your career. Now, you've had Saturn and Neptune transiting your 10th house for a while now, specifically Saturn, and Saturn is going to be there for the next few years. So there's a lot of restructuring already happening around your career and what you're putting out into the world, and just how you're leaving the legacy that you want to leave behind. So this is going to be illuminated for you, especially any intuitive downloads that come through for you to do with your career. It's going to be really illuminated on the 28th of February when the Sun and Mercury conjoin in your 10th house. Listen to these creative, intuitive hits that come up for you around this time, as this could be really helpful in terms of restructuring the work you put out, or restructuring the work that you do, or your career in general. Is like you're going through a big overhaul right now for your Gemini rising. So this is a really nice time to tap into what are these changes that you need to make. Listen to your intuition, listen to the creative hits that are coming through, and how can you apply these long term. So On the 25th as well, when we have the full moon in your Virgo fourth house, there's something to do with this coming up for your home and work life. What's been challenging and what's not working? What needs to be balanced in order to feel like you're really going after and doing the work that you're wanting to be doing, in order to put your best foot forward or your best work forward, so to speak, to really lean into that creative side of yourself? What's holding you back? What needs to be cleaned up and cleared out and restructured to help you with this? This is going to be illuminated at the time of this full moon in your Virgo fourth house. Now, I'm going to pull a oracle card to give us more information about what this month might have in store for you, Gemini rising. Rest. Give yourself time to reciprocate. So, what is it that you need to create space for in order to allow yourself time to rest? Allow yourself time to rejuvenate, allow yourself time to reciprocate the care that you put into those relationships around you. Allow yourself time to really lean into what it is you need in order to fill your cup up so you can flow into others. We all need to rest. Think of it like an arrow pulling back. In order to pull back, we need to create that tension to move forward. So you need that time to rest in order to be able to move forward. So overall, this month of February is going to be focusing on your relationships, to do with travel, where you want to go, where you want to put yourself out there, and also restructuring and highlighting things that need to change in order to help and assist you with your career transition or transformation. There's a lot changing for you right now, Gemini rising, especially publicly. So this is a time of tuning into your intuition and what feels right for you. So for Cancer and Cancer rising, this month of February, the energy of Pisces and Aquarius season is happening in your 8th and ninth houses. With Pluto and the Sun just recently ingressing into your 8th house, Pluto is indicating in your house of Gemini. With Pluto and the Sun recently moving into your 8th house of Aquarius, Pluto is going to be transforming your connection with other people's money, your connection with how you make your money, your finances in general are going through an overhaul. It might not be right away, but there are the rumblings of this happening for you. This is going to be transformed in this era of your life over the next 20 years. So whatever is kind of coming up right now is maybe indicating things that need to change, but this change is going to be happening and going to be really visible for you over the next 20 years. So when we have the new moon in Aquarius on the 10th, this is a great time to set the intention and to clear out that energetic space that you want to call in new work opportunities, new finances, how you're going to restructure your intimacy when it comes to your financial beliefs or financial systems in your life, or it could be to do with just your intimate connections with others in general. What is not working for you, and how do you want to deepen this era in your life? How do you want to really transform and purge anything that is not happening in for you right now, that is not happening in a way that feels right or feels connected to who you're becoming right now in this new phase of your life? This is also going to be illuminated when Venus and Mars conjoin in your 8th house of finances, of other people's money, of debt, of inheritances. So there's going to be a cycle that started on March 6, 2022 that's going to be obvious to you right now, what it is that you need to let go of in terms of your relationships, your finances, your values, who you are, what is aligning with you now, what isn't. This is going to be highlighted. Something that was happening around the 6th of March 2022 is going to be coming back up for revisiting. Is going to be coming up for you to really take note of and take stock of what it is that needs to change or move, or just cut out of your life in general. What are you more passionate about really bringing into your life? Venus moving through your 8th house is a really nice energy for bringing in financial opportunities. So really lean into that. If you've got opportunities that come out, really be discerning on what's coming up for you, but really lean into sort of taking advantage of the opportunities that are coming up for you right now, or even potentially around when Mars and Venus can join in your 8th house on the 22nd. On the 19th of February, when the sun moves into your Pisces ninth house, this is going to really highlight and illuminate where you're wanting to be, where you're wanting to go, and how can you connect with people or connect with sort of situations that are going to get you out of your comfort zone and lean you into a different area of life that's maybe going to expand your horizons for you, that's going to maybe assist in maybe traveling or going somewhere new or connecting with someone or something or a situation that's going to really get you out of your comfort zone and sort of restructure this part of your life for you. You might be thinking of taking on higher study. This could be something that's coming up right now, especially with Saturn transiting your ninth house. There's a lot of restructuring and revisiting happening around your travel or study or connecting with people from overseas or putting yourself out there in general, publishing the work that you might have been working on. So this could be something quite interest to you, really putting yourself out there. This is going to aspect your ascendant as well through a trine aspect, which is a really positive, harmonious aspect. So it's really going to force you maybe to get out of your comfort zone, to get out of your little shell that you might be hiding in, and to really put yourself out there, really connect with new people, or really tap into that study that you want to finally be doing and really helping you to restructure your life going forward. I would really pay attention to what is coming up on the 28th when the Sun and Mercury can join in your Pisces ninth house. This might give you clues or intuitive hits of what it is that you need to change and need to put action into in order for the long-term success that needs to happen in this area of life for you. Also a date to take note of is the 25th of February when there's a full moon happening in your Virgo third house. Again, I feel like there's a lot of theme of study coming up for you right now, Cancer. If you're thinking of doing any study, this is something that might be really important to you right now. So whatever's happening on the full moon in your Virgo third house is going to be to do with how you communicate, what it is you're expressing, how you're putting yourself out there, what needs to be cleaned up, what needs to be revisited and just really looked into. That could do with a little bit of creative thinking or ways of creative with creative thinking or thinking out of the box or thinking in new ways that feel more aligned with your intuition and what's coming up for you right now. So Oracle card pull for you, Cancer rising, for February for this month ahead. What other indicators or information do we want to know? So one that popped out is set intentions, which is what we were just talking about with Aquarius new moon. So setting intentions, plant the seeds and watch them grow, which is all about this new moon in Aquarius in your eighth house, especially with Pluto there. I feel like Pluto in your eighth house of Aquarius is like this extra energy, this extra oomph when it comes to putting yourself out there and calling in more work for yourself and just really just rejuvenating this area of your life. So set those intentions, write down those goals, talk to people, put yourself out there, get creative with your thinking, get creative with how you express yourself, and don't be afraid to tap into intuition. That's going to be the key. You're very intuitive as a Cancer rising is naturally very intuitive. So really tap into this energy and what's coming up for you energetically and creatively around the time of the new moon and in February in general. Well, for you, Cancer rising, for this month ahead is to do with your finances, travel, communication, how you put yourself out there, and any study that you might be thinking of doing. So for Leo and Leo rising, this month of February will be heavily focused around your 7th and 8th houses. So with Pluto recently moving into your 7th house of relationships, one-to-one work and contractual agreements, this is an area of your life that's going to be deeply transformed over the next 20 years ahead. There's going to be a lot of focus around contracts or relationships that you need to let go or need to purge from your life that are no longer working for you, calling in that dream clientele or that dream contract that you're really wanting to work with or really needing in your life in order to step into this new part of yourself. It's a lot to do with who you are too, Leo rising, because this is happening in opposition to your ascendant. So you're really going to be feeling this energy of needing to integrate a part of yourself, a new part of yourself, showing up as this new version of yourself in your relationships will be really key. And it's really a key part of this 20-year transformation that will be happening for you. On the 10th of February, in the Aquarius new moon happening in your seventh house, this is a really great time to call in the type of relationships and the type of clients that you want to have in your life. What is it that you need to clear the energetic soil, so to speak, in order to plant these seeds to really call these people into your life, to call this opportunity into your life that is going to be feeling more aligned with you in a holistic sense moving forward into this person that you're becoming. On the 22nd of February, when Venus and Mars conjoin in your seventh house of Aquarius, think back to what was happening on the 6th of March 2022. What was happening around that time? What was coming up around that time? And what do you need to either look at letting go, look at transforming, look at cutting out of your life to do with your relationships, to do with your finances? What are you investing too much time or money or just energy in general when it comes to relationships that is no longer working for you and no longer aligning with the person that you want to be moving forward? This will be really highlighted as well with the sun moving into your Pisces 8th house. You're having a lot of restructure happening in your finances in general. So this is really connected with your contract or work. So with Pisces, with Saturn moving through your Pisces 8th house, this is a transit that is happening over the next 3 years. So this is an energy that you've been feeling, but it's going to be highlighted again with the sun moving into your 8th house. This is also going to be highlighted around the time of the full moon happening in your Virgo 2nd house. There's something that's happening to do with your finances that needs to end. Something is coming to a completion, something that you've been waiting for, a debt, inheritance, or some sort of financial assistance is possibly happening that you've been waiting for, that is happening around the time of this full moon. It's finally coming to an end. It's finally coming to fruition. It's finally ready to move on from this. Or it could be highlighting what needs to end around this time for you. I'd also like to pay attention for you around the 28th of February when the Sun and Mercury conjoin in your 8th house. What's intuitively coming up? What are these intuitive creative ideas that are coming up to do with your finances, to do with your intimacy around your financial situation, or around just your intimate connection with people in general, or just around your connection with money, or these things you might have been putting aside? What's coming up for you right now that you need to creatively work on, or just ideas that are coming up that will help you set yourself up for success in the long term, which is what Saturn is helping you do? What can you be discerning about to do with your finances that needs some structure, that needs some really hard looking at in your life to really move on and set yourself up for a really nice financial success down the road? So let's have a look at what the oracle will pull for you for this month of February ahead, Leo rising. Nature, notice the harmony around you. And I like that this really connects with your second house of Virgo too, which is very much that earthly grounded energy, connecting with this harmony that's already in your life to do with your values. What are your values, and how can you apply these values to call in the clientele that you want and need and want to bring into your life, that you can have, that can help nurture you and help you align with this person you're becoming? And just notice what harmony. Pisces is all about the duality, right? So finding that harmony within your finances, finding that harmony around you will be really important for this month ahead. So overall, this is a month to focus on your finances and to focus on your one-to-one relationships or contractual agreements. I feel like this is very much a money month for you, Leo rising. So focusing on your finances will be key. For Virgo and Virgo rising, this energy of February, of Aquarius and Pisces season will be happening in your 6th and 7th houses. So with Pluto and the Sun recently moving into your 6th house of health, well-being, work, daily routines, this area of your life is going to be deeply transformed over the next 20 years ahead. Health and your well-being is going to be at the forefront of your priorities, not only this month, but for the months and years ahead in general. So for this month ahead, during Aquarius season, you're really likely going to be focusing around your daily routines, setting yourself up for success, ensuring your work is aligning with you, and really is this work or your co-workers really aligning with this person and this healing journey that you're going on, this person you're becoming in this healing journey that you're going on? What's coming up for you right now? This is important to take note of, especially around the new moon in Aquarius. needing to come to an end? What are you needing to end, remove yourself from, in order to lay a clean slate to grow from and to build on? In the new moon in Aquarius on the 10th of February, this is a great time for you to plant the seeds of intention to do with your health, your work, and your co-workers or your work environment in general. I feel like this is going to be a great time to, if you've got any health issues coming up, this is a great opportunity to really set the intention of getting to the root of the cause, getting to and finding new and innovative solutions to help you in healing this part of your life. On the 22nd of February will be really interesting for you, because this is when Venus and Mars will be conjoining in your Aquarius 6th house. What was coming up around March 6th of 2022 for you, and where does this need to end? What's the cycle that's coming to a close that's been revisited again with Venus and Mars conjoining in your 6th house? Have there been relationships, specifically work relationships, that maybe came up around that time that felt new, that felt exciting, that now have changed or have transformed in some way, that are needing to be removed from your life, that are no longer helping you, have maybe become toxic, that you're needing to let go of in order to heal, which will also likely help your health and well-being in general too. So on the 22nd, pay attention to that. Again, on this week, so this week is important. So on the 19th, when the sun moves into your Pisces 7th house, there'll be some interesting information coming through to do with your one-to-one working in your contractual agreements. With Saturn moving through your 7th house, which is currently still in and will be in for the next couple of years, a lot of restructuring is happening around your relationships, around your contractual agreements. If you're married, to do with your marriage, all of these things are getting restructured and revisited, and just something is changing and transforming for the better long term. So whatever is coming up around the full moon on the 25th, which is happening obviously in your 1st house. So this is very much to do with your connection with your relationships. How do they reflect you, and how do you apply yourself in relationships, and what needs to change? There's a part of you that's changing and transforming, and how can your relationships transform and look in order to facilitate this new aspect of yourself, or this new person you're becoming? How can you call in relationships that feel more aligned on a spiritual and energetic level, and not so and also a practical level as well? Also pay attention on the 28th of February, when the Sun and Mercury conjoin in your 7th house. There might be some new information or intuitive hits or downloads that come to you to do with your relationships, to do with your marriage, to do with your contractual agreements, that need that transformation to happen in order to apply it down the long term. So apply this information to help this transformation to set yourself up for success in the long term. What's coming up right now, take note of it, and whatever action you take around this information will be really helpful in setting yourself up for success down the line, for success in the long term. So let's have a look at an oracle card that will be reflective of what this month has in store for you, Virgo rising. Sorry, that one fell out on the ground. So guidance. Listening to that oracle, listening to that Pisces energy for you, Virgo rising. So you are divinely guided. I love this. I feel like this is really, really aligned with this Pisces energy and this Aquarius energy coming up for you this month. So tap in, especially around that Mercury Kazemi happening on the 28th of February. This will be really important for you. Information that is coming up around your relationships for this months and years ahead. So for you, Virgo rising, this month will be very focused around your relationships, one-to-one contractual agreements, marriages if you're married, and also to do with your health, well-being, and your work environment. For Libra and Libra rising, this energy of Aquarius and Pisces for the month of February will be happening with your 5th and 6th houses. So when Pluto and the Sun recently moved into your 5th house of joy, creativity, children, interests, hobbies, this is an area of your life that's going to be deeply transformed over the next 20 years ahead. What do you need to let go of? What do you need to purge from your life in order to set yourself up for success in this area of your life? So, this will be really highlighted for you around the new moon on the 10th of February. This is a great new moon for clearing the slate, clearing anything that is no longer bringing you joy, literally purging it from your life. And this is going to be a common theme for you over the years ahead, purging things that are no longer bringing you happiness in order to call in things that are bringing you happiness. So this is a great new moon for manifesting anything that brings you more joy. If you're interested in things, if you're calling in to bring a child into this world, this is a great new moon to start those intention, set that manifestation process in place in a practical way moving forward into the months and years ahead. On the 22nd of February will be a really interesting date for you because this is where Venus and Mars can join in your fifth house of joy, creativity, children, hobbies, interests. How many times can I say that? This is a really interesting transit for you because with Venus in your fifth house, this is her house of joy. She loves being here. So this is interesting to lean into what's coming up for you. What was happening around March 6th of 2022 that is obvious right now that, okay, this needs to come to an end. This relationship is no longer really a friendship for me anymore. This sort of situation of my life is no longer working for me, or something might be just revisiting or resurfacing around this time that you're either needing to let go of or really interested in taking further action around implementing into your life. This could be to do with your finances, this could be to do with relationships, or this could be just to do with what brings you happiness in general. On the 19th of February, when the sun moves into your Pisces sixth house, there's going to be a really big revisitation of what sort of health issues or work issues or daily issues that are coming up for you. This will be really revisited around this time. So Saturn has been in your Pisces sixth house for some time now. So this will be really revisited for you. What's coming up for you? What is going to need to be restructured to do with your health and well-being in general? What work situations are needing to be restructured in order to really align yourself with this healing that needs to happen with your body, mind, spirit, your connection to your spiritual practices, your connection to spirituality in general is going through a big overhaul right now. So this is going to be really, again, emphasized around the 28th of February when Mercury conjoins the sun in your Pisces sixth house. The Cazimi is going to bring through likely some downloads to do with some health sort of information or health like ideas around it's assisting with this health journey that you're going on or this workplace change that's happening for you. There's going to be some information that comes through to you likely around this time that when you take action on will help set you up for success and really implement those changes that you've been wanting to make that will really stick long term. This is also something to take note of on the 25th of February in the full moon in your Virgo 12th house. Something needs to come to a close. So there's really this energy of closing off, of ending, of finishing up of something that's either spiritually, a type of environment that you're in, just mentally, there is a cycle coming to a close. There's something that's needing to end, something that's needing to come out from behind the shadow, come out from the darkness in order to be looked at and really focused on. There's maybe some solutions that are coming up right now that are able to help you and assist you with this health journey that you're going on too. So let's have a look at the Oracle card and see what comes up for you this month of February ahead for you, Libra rising. Oh, I love this. This is so spot on for you, Libra rising. Dream. Pisces is the dreamer. So there is a lot of Piscean energy right now in this month of February. So dream, build castles in the sky. Allow yourself to dream ahead in this month of February, especially around that Mercury Cazimi on the 28th in your Pisces sixth house. So really, really love this energy for you, Libra rising. So again, this month of February is to do with your health, your well-being, and also your connection to what brings you joy. So for Scorpio and Scorpio rising, this energy of February of Aquarius and Pisces season is happening in your fourth and fifth houses. So with Pluto and the Sun recently moving into your Aquarius fourth house, There is this energy of this purging, of this transformation, of this change that needs to happen to do with your home and family life. This is an energy that you're likely familiar with Pluto already being in your fourth house early last year. So what's coming up for you again? What is needing to change and shift in your home life that will ultimately affect how you put yourself out there in the world around you? This is really going to be emphasized around the new moon in Aquarius in your fourth house on the 10th of February. What is this change that needs to happen? How can you clean this slate or get this foundation ready to plant the seeds of intention in order to grow and move forward in the years and months to come? So what are these changes that you want to see happen? What are these manifestations that you want to put into place to do with your home and family life for these years and months to come that can start happening now? Start thinking of this, because this is going to be something that is going to be a really revisited theme for you over the next 20 years ahead. I also want to note on the 22nd of February, when we have Venus and Mars conjoining in your Aquarius fourth house. This is a cycle of around March 6, 2022, when they did conjoin last in your Aquarius fourth house. What was coming up then to do with your relationships, to do with your work, to do with your friendships, to do with your home and family life, to do with investing in your property potentially? What was coming up then and what's coming up now that you're needing to either cut out of your life, move forward from, or really work on putting more energy into? So on the 19th of February, when the sun moves into your fifth house of Pisces, there's going to be a real big focus for you on what brings you joy, what lights you up, what you're really passionate about, sort of investing your time and interest into. This is being restructured for you currently. You're likely feeling like things that you once were interested in or brought you joy, or you want maybe your relationship with your children, if this is applicable for you, was once a certain way, is now changing and shifting and really transforming in a really serious way that might be feeling a little bit uncertain right now. You have Saturn transiting your fifth house, which will be there for a couple more years, which is really restructuring the foundations of what brings you joy and happiness in your daily life. So with the sun moving into this aspect and area of your life, it's really going to be emphasizing this for you. This is going to be highlighted again with the full moon happening in your Virgo 11th house. Any connections or friendships or dreams or hopes or wishes that you had maybe are not aligning with this person you're becoming, and maybe needing to be cut out or restructured or transformed in some way. There's likely some friendships or relationships that maybe need to come to an end, that are no longer adhering to the boundaries that you're putting in place in protecting this area of life that brings you joy. I feel like there's this lot of protection around your fifth house of joy, that there's this energy of like, you need to take back that time for you, that maybe you're giving too much time to others and to putting yourself and investing yourself in situations or communities that are not like reciprocating that for you, that are not giving you back that same energy. So it's like protecting what brings you happiness is going to be highlighted for you around the time of this full moon. On the 28th of February is when Mercury and the sun conjoin in your Pisces fifth house. I like this energy for you to tap into your creativity, to tap into this energy of obviously what makes you happy, but what are these creative insights? What are these new creative ideas? What are these new creative projects that you might be wanting to work on? Listen to that. Listen and tune into what these spiritual and energetic messages that might be coming up for you right now to do with this area of your life, and then implement them. Implement these changes that you want to make. Implement these subtle hints that are coming through to you right now, because that will help set you up for success for the long term. So Scorpio rising, let's see what oracle card is going to be pulled for you for this month of February ahead. What energy do we need to tap into or to lean more into this month for you? Set intentions. I like this. We have had this card come up again. So it's obviously a very important message that needs to come through. So set intentions, and there was another card that came up for you as well, and that was caution. Set intention and caution were two cards that did come out for you, that did sort of face up for you when I shuffled. So set intentions, plant the seeds and watch them grow, and caution, keep your guard up. So I feel like this is very much around, be cautious about what you're investing your time into, be cautious about the things that might be coming up for you right now, just be cautious of not listening too much to the unknown or really leaning into the situations you don't know the full picture of, and setting the intentions of things you want to call in, of new opportunities for investing in your home and family life, especially with the new moon happening in your Aquarius fourth house. Just really setting the intention of the person that you want to become going forward, and this sort of family unit that you want to have around you going forward into the years and months ahead, especially with Pluto transiting this house for you. So overall for you, Scorpio rising, there's going to be a lot of transformation and change happening to do with your fourth house of home and family, and a lot of focus on restructuring what brings you joy and what you find lights you up in your life in the year and months ahead. Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. This month of February of Aquarius and Pisces season is happening in your third and fourth houses, with Pluto and the Sun recently moving into your third house of communication, expression, family, local community, your neighborhood, your extended family. This area of your life is going to be deeply transformed over the next 20 years ahead. There's a lot of focus of purging, of releasing, of sort of transforming how you communicate and express yourself with the world around you and putting your ideas out into the world. On the 10th of February, we have the new moon happening in your Aquarius third house. This is a fantastic new moon for calling in new communities around you, new neighborhoods. If you're thinking of moving or shifting where you're living, cultivating a relationship with the neighbors around you that feels really inviting and invigorating and help you express yourself in a way that feels authentic to you will be really important for you going forward. This is a great time to call this in. This is a great time to call in any new friendships, any new connections, any new sort of environment that you want to be in, how you want to express yourself. This is a really great new moon to communicate that and to express that and to call it in, to manifest it. On the 22nd of February, where Venus and Mars can join in your Aquarius third house, this will be bringing to your attention something that was happening around March 6th, some sort of communication, some sort of expression, some sort of maybe even study. The third house is also study. So maybe some study that you were completing around that time is going to come up again for you to maybe close off, finish up, or just put more energy into. Something to do with your relationships or friendships or just finances in general are going to be coming up that needs to end or move on from, that you really need to communicate this clearly and precisely with the people that need to be communicated with. This is going to be a really important interest to you around the 22nd of February. On the 19th of February, when the Sun moves into your Pisces fourth house, there's going to be a big focus on your home and family life. This area of your life is likely being transformed right now to do with Saturn being in your Pisces fourth house over this past year and the next upcoming years. This area of your life is going to be deeply transformed. There's a lot of change, there's a lot of shift, there's a lot of boundaries that are needing to be put in place to do with your family, to do with your home. There's a lot of restructuring that is just happening right now. This is going to be really illuminated for you on the 25th of February, where you have the full moon happening in your Virgo 10th house. So there is something to do with your career, something to do with what you're publicly putting out there in the world, something to do with your long-lasting legacy on the world is going to be of importance for you around this time. Something is coming to a close, something is coming to fruition, something is finally being able to be put to light and being really visible and illuminated around this time. This could be to do with a close for you to focus more of your energy on your home and family life in order to set yourself up for long-term success in this part of your life. On the 29th and 28th, you're going to be feeling the energy of the Mercury Cazimi happening in your fourth house. So listen to this intuition. Listen to these messages that are coming through to you to do with your home and family that are needing to be implemented in order to help further this success of your restructuring, to do with your home and family, and to do with setting yourself up with a really solid foundation in order to propel yourself forward and be able to put your ideas and creations and service to the community around you, to that putting your mark on the world through the service of that you're being to others and the legacy that you're leaving on this world. You need to have a solid foundation behind you in order to be able to do that. So let's have a look at what oracle card is coming through for you this month. Sagittarius rising. You got that already? Nature again, so notice the harmony around you. So notice the energy of, again, it's that Virgo energy. This was coming up for another Virgo placement. So really tap into the nature that's around you. Really tap into noticing the harmony around you. That's very much that Piscean energy. Really noticing the duality of things around you, noticing the harmony, how things work together, and just tapping into nature. If you're needing to feel more grounded, or you're needing to feel more connected to your intuition, tap into that nature that is around you. So this month ahead for you, Sagittarius rising, is really to do with how you communicate and express yourself, and restructuring your home and family life in order to set yourself up for success in the long term. So for Capricorn and Capricorn risings, this month of February, so Aquarius and Pisces season is happening in your second and third houses. So with Pluto and the Sun recently moving into your second house of Aquarius, something is deeply being transformed when it comes to your connection with your finances, your value systems, and your material possessions, along with your relationship to money in general. So on the 22nd, when Venus and Mars move into your Aquarius second house, some sort of cycle that came up for you around the 6th of March 2022 is going to be revisited for you. Something is needing to come to a close, needing to come to an end, needing to be removed from your life, to do with your financial or value system, to do with how you invest your money or your relationships in general, that maybe aren't aligning to your new value system, or how your values are currently shifting and changing and are not aligning to this person that you're becoming, and needing to either be removed from your life, or people that are in your life that maybe have the same values or alignment with how you're trying to move and shift and change into, needing more investment in your life. So needing to be more, those relationships, and maybe needing to be more invested in, more taking more action around those, ensuring that they're being tended to in the way that they need to in order to grow and progress forward. On the 10th of February, you have the Aquarius new moon happening in your second house. This is a fantastic new moon for manifesting new money or financial opportunities to come into your life, to really set the foundation, to clear out any old limiting financial beliefs that you might have, or struggles around finances that you might have, to really get clear on what needs to be removed from your life and transformed in your life. Start that process now. Start indicating or acknowledging where you need to change, what you need to let go of, what slate that you need to clear in order to move forward for the weeks and months and years ahead. Where are these small actions you can start taking to start see these manifestations to start sprouting and changing and moving and growing in these months and years to come? On the 19th of February, when the Sun moves into your Pisces third house, your communication and how you express yourself, and your relationship with your extended family, so your siblings as well, or your relationship to where you're living or your neighborhood in general, is going to be a focus for you. There's a lot of change and shift and transformation happening in this area of your life. This is because Saturn has been transiting your third house of Pisces since this year and last year, and into the next years ahead. This area of your life is going to be changed significantly for the years and months to come. The Saturn is restructuring your connection with your siblings, with your family, with where you're living, in order to better set you up for success in the long term. Something's really needing to change here. If you're thinking about studying or applying yourself to some study, or just even how you express or communicate yourself, is going to be leveling up over the next few years. This is really going to be highlighted in what needs to change, or what needs to come to an end in the full moon in your Virgo 9th house. So what you're putting out into the world, how you're communicating or expressing yourself, and even some travel, or local travel, or long distance travel that you might be wanting to call in, this is going to be illuminated. What's holding you back? What's keeping you stuck? What's keeping you small, instead of putting yourself out there and reaching for the stars and reaching for success, and just really getting out of your comfort zone? This is really going to be illuminated for you around the time of this full moon. It's also important to pay attention on the 28th of February when the Sun and Mercury conjoin in your Pisces third house. What is being communicated to you? What intuitive downloads are you receiving? How can you express yourself more creatively? How can you tap into your creativity? How can you tap into your intuition in a stronger way that you can express and share these insights in a way that's going to set yourself up or call in success for the long term? So let's look at a oracle card pull for this month ahead for you, Capricorn rising. What other information do we need to sort of look at or receive? So for you, Capricorn rising, remember who you are. We love this. Return to the roots. So remember who you are. Connect to this person that you're becoming. Connect to this person you've always been all along. Remembering who you are, connecting to your roots is going to be a really important energy for this year and for this month of February for you. So overall, this is going to be a month of connecting with your financial values, with connecting with your values in general, identifying what needs to change and shift, and connecting with your family or your siblings or your local community in ways that need to transform. This is going to be another area of focus for you for this month ahead. So for Aquarius and Aquarius rising, this energy of Aquarius season and Pisces season will be happening in your first and second houses. So this month ahead is going to be really impactful for you on a very personal level. You're likely already feeling it, especially with the Sun and Pluto moving into your first house of self. Now, Pluto transiting your first house of self, that's going to be a 20-year-long transit that if you have any of your ascendant is within the 0 to 10 degrees of Aquarius, you'll be likely feeling this already. If it is later degrees, you'll likely feel this in the years to come. So it is a long-term transit, but it is going to be really highlighted, especially around the new moon in Aquarius. This is going to be a really great time to tap into and tune into who is this person that you're wanting to transform into? Who is this person that you're wanting to become? Who is this person that you're stepping into and you're ready to transform into over these next few years? What is it that you want to call in regards to yourself? What is it like you want to be acknowledged for? What is it that you want to be over these upcoming years? This is a great time to really tune into this. What is not working for you anymore? What is not serving you anymore? How can you let this go? How can you bring this to a close? And how can you start planting the seeds of intuition to become this new and improved version of yourself? This will also be highlighted on the 22nd of February when Venus and Mars can join in your first house. This is going to be something that would have been coming up for you around March 6, 2022. This is when the Venus and Mars conjoined a while back, and now it's conjoining again. So it's bringing up this cycle. Maybe a relationship or an opportunity came up for you around that time that maybe isn't aligned to who you are anymore. So there's something that needs to end, close off, or be removed when it comes to relationships, how you spend your finances, or how you're investing in yourself. Maybe you're not investing in yourself enough, and this is the time to really take that step and invest into becoming this person or this version of yourself that you're really wanting to be. On the 19th of February, when the Sun moves into your Pisces second house, there's going to be this really refocus on your finances, on your relationship with money, on your value system. So this is already being restructured for you with Saturn in your Pisces second house since the last year and into the next couple of years. There's this real restructuring and reformation when it comes to your connection with your money, how you make your money, and just your financial value system and mindset in general. So this is going to be really highlighted for you, especially around the time of the full moon happening on the 25th of February in your Virgo 8th house. So the financial system in your life, how you receive your money, other people's money, debt, inheritance, and your intimacy around your connection with your finances is going to be really refocused at this time. You're going to really see the either the fruition of something come to fruition or something finally come to an end. Maybe you've been applying for a loan or an investment of some sort is finally paying off for you. It's finally coming to fruition. It's finally been illuminated, or an area of challenge is being illuminated to you that you need to take care of, that you need to invest in, that you need to put money into, is going to be really obvious to you around the time of this full moon. On the 28th of February is when the Mercury and Sun can join in your Pisces second house. So take note of all of these intuitive hits that you receive, all of these downloads that you receive that you can put into action for the years and months ahead. How can this impact you? How can you put these ideas into place that are really going to solidify your value system and your connection with money, that's going to impact you in a really positive way? So let's have a look at what the Oracle cards have. Another message for you for this month of February ahead, Aquarius rising. Oh, patience, patience. I think this is really important, especially with Pisces in your second house. Patience, long-term success, setting yourself up for the long term. So long road ahead, a reward awaits, which is so Saturn in the Pisces second house. It is so much about setting yourself up for success in the long term. There is a lot of energy around long-term success for all of these readings in this month ahead, and yours is no different, Aquarius rising. So patience. Patience is a key word for you this month. So overall, a key energies for you this month, Aquarius rising, is identity, your sense of self. How is this going to be transformed and impacted over the next 20 years, along with your connection to your value system and your finances? So for Pisces and Pisces rising, this energy of February of Aquarius and Pisces season is happening in your 12th and 1st houses. So recently you had Pluto and the Sun move into your Aquarius 12th house. You're going through this deep psychological change when it comes to endings, when it comes to withdrawing from situations that are no longer working. There's this deep spiritual rejuvenation that is happening for you and will be happening for you over the next 20 years to come. This will be highlighted in what you want to sort of start manifesting, start calling in over the next year and months to come, will be during this Aquarius new moon. So the new moon will be happening in your Aquarius 12th house. This is a fantastic new moon for manifesting new spiritual energies, new spiritual enlightenment, new spiritual opportunities. There is a sense of calling in new communities that will assist you in this deep transformation that you're going through. You might be starting to manifest these communities or these sort of options or availability to join certain groups or environments that are really going to nurture you and help you grow and change during this time. So this could be a great time to call in any sort of indications of what that might be for you, calling in those opportunities for you to join the groups or situations that will really nurture you going forward. On the 22nd of February, you have Venus and Mars conjoining in your Aquarius 12th house. Now, this conjunction happened on March 6, 2022. So this is an energy that you've experienced before. It's a cycle that's repeating. It's coming up again for you to revisit relationships, finances, connections with others that either needs more attention or more energy, or it needs to come to a close. I feel like for you, because this is happening in your 12th house, this is an energy that needs to end. There are relationships that are no longer aligning with you anymore, Pisces rising, that need to come to an end, that need to come to a close, and it's okay. Because a situation or friendship or a relationship might end, this creates space for new relationships to come in. So this is a really important energy to pay focus and attention to around the 22nd of February. On the 19th of February, the Sun moves into your first house. So there's going to be a lot of energy and focus on you and your physical self. There's going to be a lot of focus on restructuring how you appear to the world, how you sort of express yourself, how you appear in general, because you have had Saturn transiting your first house for the last year and into the next couple of years. This is a long-term-ish transit, so it's going to be a lot of changes happening with who you are and how you appear in the world and really who you're stepping into. So there's a lot of change happening here. There's a lot of boundaries that you're needing to put in place when it comes to who has access to you, Pisces and Pisces rising. This is really important because you need to have these spiritual and energetic boundaries to step into this new and improved version of yourself that is really going to have this solid identity on who you are going into the long term. Pay attention to what is coming up for it. Closing to do, ending to do with your relationships and one-on-one contracts, or just if you're married, your marriage, or situations that you're involved with in people where it's a real one-to-one level that need to change, that need to come to an end, that are no longer aligning with this new version of yourself that you're stepping into. There's something that's coming up that's either like you've finally manifested this person and it's finally starting to take this serious tone that you've been wanting. You're finally getting this opportunity present itself that you have been really calling in, that is allowing you to take on that extra responsibility and becoming this new person of yourself. You're calling in these dream clients. This might be the time where these literally manifest for you. So pay attention to what's happening on this Virgo full moon on the 25th of February. On the 28th of February, the Mercury and the Sun conjoin in your Pisces first house. This is some really beautiful energy of just tuning into your creativity, tuning in to how you want to express yourself, how you want to communicate with others in a way that's really aligning with this new creative version of yourself, this new and improved version of yourself. Take note of these energies that are coming up. How can you implement this energy for the year and months to come that is really going to solidify this person that you are, who you are? You're stepping into this new version with these new boundaries in place that is not letting others take advantage of the energy anymore. So let's see, Pisces and Pisces rising, what this month has in store for you through the Oracle card, what energy or what word or what sort of message is coming through for you. Subconscious mind, feminine intuition. And this is so spot on with what is happening in your 12th house of Aquarius right now, if that's going to pick it up. The moon. So this is such a beautiful energy, this card. It's very much in tune, and you're naturally intuitive, Pisces and Pisces rising. So just tuning into that subconscious mind, tuning into your Aquarius 12th house, tuning in to that beautiful energy of especially the new moon. I feel like the new moon and full moon this month is going to be really important for you, really impactful for you. So tune into what is happening around the new moon and the full moon, because these are going to be really clear messages for the year, for the months and year ahead. So Pisces rising, this is going to be a lot of focus on yourself and to do with what needs to end or what needs to come to a close in your subconscious and dream world. So tap into these energies this month, and that is what's in store for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in booking a reading with me, you can book a reading with me over on my website, venusandvirgoastrology.com. Bye.